Hi. Here I am awkwardly coming back after not posting a YouTube video in 3 months to talk about what I did for Earth Day, which was over a month ago. I debated not doing this video at all since it's been so long since Earth Day, but I did have all the footage and I do also want to talk about the holiday with you guys, so I thought why not? The reason I procrastinated on this video for so long is, one, I just procrastinated. I didn't have much motivation this last month. And second, I had exams, and then after the exams, I published a book. It's called The Pigeon Witch, by the way. You should check it out. It's available on Amazon. And then after publishing the book, I had high school graduation. So I'm now a high school graduate. And yeah, it's finally summer break now, but these last few weeks have just been really hectic, and that's why I haven't been blah, blah. That's why I haven't been able to get out the video. And by the way, if you didn't know me, I am a 17-year-old author who loves to write environmental-themed children's fantasy novels. So as many of you guys probably know, I consider myself an environmentalist, which doesn't mean that I agree with everything the various environmental movements are doing, by the way. It just means that I believe in taking care of the planet, and I think it's very important. But despite being very passionate about this subject since I was in elementary school, I've never really celebrated Earth Day in any special way. So this year I wanted to make up my own special traditions that I could continue to do every Earth Day. So first of all, I set 3 rules for myself. Number 1, no mindless screen time. So no scrolling, just no screen time that isn't absolutely necessary. Number 2, stay outside for as long as possible. So I stayed outside until sunset. And number 3, do creative things, so like art, writing, that kind of stuff. So at the time that I started filming, I'd just gotten off school. I had like 2 exams in a row in the morning, so I was feeling pretty stressed out. I was excited to go to the park and celebrate Earth Day. So after walking around for a while, I sat down and I enjoyed these 2 oranges that I packed. And then I made up my first real tradition. So every Earth Day from now on, I'm going to draw a different endangered animal. And this year I chose the lemur. This is the reference that I used, and this is the person who took the picture. This species is specifically the ring-tailed lemur. And the reason I chose to draw lemur is that one of the main reasons they're endangered is illegal pet trafficking. It really frustrates me, this lack of respect that some people have for other species. This idea that you can take any wild animal out of the wild and make it your pet, that, everything in nature is just there for you to take. And I actually think this mindset is present in not just illegal pet traffickers, but also those people who, dye the fur of their pet cats or get pets when they're in college and abandon them after they graduate. I think having an appreciation or even a reverence for the natural world is a very big step in becoming environmentally aware, which is not an easy thing to be, by the way. I'll talk more about that later. So for this lemur, I brought my colored pencil set and I just basically followed the reference. I heavily referenced this picture, which is why I felt the need to credit the original creator, even though it's Creative Commons technically. And I do like how it turned out, even though I think the eyes look a little bit creepy, kind of like they're staring into your soul. And I enjoyed getting to draw in this notebook, which is actually not a sketchbook, it's just this really pretty Forbidden City themed notebook that I got in China. So here's the final result. You can see me struggling to film it with the dappled tree lighting. And then I wrote Ringtail's Lemur and Earth Day 2025. So the lemur drawing took me around 45 minutes, and after that I went on a kind of long walk. It was like an hour and a half. I was just, wandering around the area, looking at the trees and stuff. It felt really good after having such a stressful morning. And there were a bunch of little kids playing baseball in the park, which was really fun to watch. I forgot to film the sun setting, which is kind of a shame since it would have been really cool, but oh well. So back to what I was talking about before, about being environmentally aware. The reason I said it was a hard thing to do is because I feel like most people do already care about the environment to some extent. They just don't really know how or aren't really willing to do something about it. And I totally get it, because even if you know that what you're doing is good for the planet, it can be hard to get yourself to do it because you can't really see the effects immediately. That's why I think it's so important to be talking about this, to be supporting each other and educating each other, and also being open-minded if someone tells you that you're wrong. Since you don't necessarily have to make some sort of dramatic lifestyle change, you can just change one little thing about the way you live your life, and then you already have an impact. Of course, it would help more if you did more, but what I'm saying is you shouldn't be intimidated to start because it's very easy to start and doing something is always better than doing nothing. Okay, I'm done now, back to the video. So after I got home, I decided to make a cute little animation just to celebrate Earth Day. This whole process took me about like an hour and 15 minutes. I'm sorry the footage is so jumbled, like the text is just all over the place and not really in chronological order, so it's hard to explain. But basically I drew this grassy background thing and a cute frog. And the basic concept of the video is that like you've lost your connection to the internet, so you're reconnecting, but instead of reconnecting to the internet, you're reconnecting with nature. Here is the final result. I also posted this to my Instagram. Yeah, by the time I was done with this, it was like 8 p.m. So then I had dinner, and after dinner I was planning to write, like maybe get 1,000 or 2,000 words written. But I'll be honest here, I have a confession to make. I did not write a single word, and instead I did the exact thing I told myself I wasn't gonna do. I engaged in mindless screen time. And I am a little bit ashamed, but it's okay. I was actually considering lying to you guys and just saying that I wrote something, but then I was like, if I'm gonna lie in this video, what's the point of making it at all? So here's your daily reminder that everyone struggles with motivation, I guess. And come on, at least I tried. I can do better next year. So that's all I have for you today. Don't forget to check out my new release, The Pigeon Witch, as well as my old releases, Windseeker and Unartificial Me. Also, if you ever want to learn more about the environment and how to care for it, feel free to message me on Instagram. I'm nowhere near an expert, but I like to think that I know more than the average person because I did write books about the environment, and I'm also going to college next year for environmental science. So if research intimidates you and you just want somewhere to start, then I'd love to help you. Just make sure to fact check everything I say. Okay, see you next time in hopefully less than 3 months.